So we are at Montezuma Well.
This national monument is a natural limestone sinkhole that is near the town of Lake Montezuma in Arizona.
The 1/3 mile paved and signed trail ahead of you leads up to a short hill and down to the rim of this naturally occurring spring in the desert. Empty cliff houses, caves, and ruins of stone pueblos are all that remain of a 14th century farming community that once flourished here. Alright, so this is just a short trail. And again, this is a lot about the human history of this area. In a region where water is scarce, at Montezuma Well, it rises from deep underground and flows constantly. Known and used by people throughout time, Montezuma Well is a sacred landscape today. Montezuma Well is a holy place of emergence in some tribal histories. The continuous current of water enabled agricultural communities to flourish here for several centuries. Dwellings date from the 1100s, when a large network of Pueblo communities formed throughout the Verde Valley. Montezuma Well is significant in its cultural meanings and natural uniqueness. Ahead lie 15 million gallons of water springing from primordial origins, nestled within unique geology and providing refuge to species of animals and plants found nowhere else in the world. In the sides of the canyon walls here above the water source, the well, you can see the Puebloan dwellings. Many are in ruins or not there. There is one in particular right here that is pretty well intact. That's pretty cool. Now, this well, the significance of it, it's pretty interesting. It said there are no fish. Instead, thousands of freshwater leeches swim under the well's surface. At 55 feet, divers report that fine sand boils up in swirling, cascading mounds. And in 2006, divers put cameras, rovers, and sensors into the vents. Every piece of equipment they put in was pushed out. The vents are another 65 feet farther down, so they don't have an exact measurement of the well, but it is a constant. It has been here for a very long time, and even during drought will produce water. So that was probably part of the reason that these people settled here, a fantastic water source. So about 100 steps down, we climb down from up there. They have a nice stair step trail coming down here. You can get a close-up view of some of the cliff dwellings and the cliffs and the pond, or I guess the lake, the well, as they call it. Wow, it's fascinating. There are only like 5 things that live in this lake or pond or well, whatever you want to call it. And they are all rare. The whole ecosystem here is very rare. There are no fish. And I'm pretty sure I took a picture to describe what is living in there and how it functions. But then up here on the left here, you can see the cliff dwelling. You can see a couple of them right there. Pretty cool. There's a little trail that comes way down here, so you can get a nice view of the cliffs and the pond or the well area.
There are also dwellings at the bottom. By taking advantage of this natural alcove and overhang, residents only had to build a wall across the front of the alcove with a door to have a dwelling that was cool in the summer and warm in the winter. George H. Rothrock, a pioneering Arizona photographer, took advantage of this site's popularity and painted his advertisement on the rocks overhead.
And you can see some inscriptions on the walls here that says D. Griffin, 1896, and something Duke Heflin, June 30th, 1896. So people would deface things, I guess, or leave their mark as they do today, way back then. And then you can see the remnants of the outlines of the dwellings. It's just so interesting. And I'm so glad that these areas are being preserved. Very, 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 very cool. A continuous supply of water supports the well's native plants and animals, but why doesn't it overflow? Each day, water enters the bottom of this pool and exits here through the opening to your right. When the well's water swells above this main opening, additional cracks on either side allow it to drain. The water moves through a 150-foot-long underground passageway created by water dissolving the porous Tavrotine. It emerges outside of the well above Wet Beaver Creek. There, prehistoric farmers channeled the water into canal or to irrigate crops.
So it is snowing at the well. It's actually almost a sleety snowy combination.
Thanks for joining us today as we explored Montezuma's Well. We will see you on our next adventure.